Good evening, dear viewers of Smart 24 TV. We are exceedingly honored and privileged to be with our dear guest joining into this topic of discussion, that is the Point program, looking at the technology and industrialization in this country and possibly with comparative analysis globally. It is entitled Technology and Industrialization Are Economic Game Changers. We come with this analytical point of view to look at what are realities of Uganda's technology and industrialization to achieve economic growth targets. We are blessed to be with our dear guest from the extreme end, Dr. Kimwesi Alon. He is the Dean and the Senior Lecturer
Here's a result from the web.
Cavendish University, and he is the Dean of the Faculty of Science and Technology. We're also blessed to be with our dear Honorable Member of Parliament, Honorable Lake Sharon Baramoy. She is the woman representative Guru District, and she is part of the Committee on Health, and she also sits on the Committee of Equal Opportunities. It's a pleasure to be with you, our dear guest, and kindly greet the viewers.
Good evening, viewers. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, good evening, viewers. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, as Smart 24 TV, we deliberately bring these talk shows, especially in this program, The Point, that now we recognize you as our partners to inform and teach the public, to speak also through this platform to the policymakers and implementers, and also maybe for those who may be our development partners to realize what exactly we need if we are to develop our economy, especially Uganda, which is being ranked and phrased into the second industrial revolution phase, as it has been stated by the President over and over again, giving us the State of Nation address and the state of our economy. And yet we are aware there are two things which are happening with our economy. Number one, our economy is outright recognized as an agrarian economy, and that is a source of our survival, employment opportunities, and also it provides us the contribution to the gross domestic product. But again, we are again aware that our economy, especially relating to the GDP, the economic growth of our country at 3% is attributed to the high contribution of tourism sector, more than the agricultural sector. So I would like us to go through this discussion and get interested on how best we can be able to have the realities of Uganda technology and industrialization. At this point, why industrialization and why technology? It is on the basis that all over the world, most of the economies that have triggered higher their economic growth, they do rely on technology and industry. You refer to the American economy, you refer to the British economy, you refer to Germany, you refer to Russia. And it's our desire with this generation, this is my generation, as we try to inspire the viewer outside there, something needs to be worked on by the government, by the people, and by everyone, which you could have referred as democratically. And we say this is where we need to be. Because we cannot only continue watching what can turn around our fortunes to contribute to the economic growth. We'll go step by step. It's a pleasure to have you once again, and kindly take us through, as you are a policy maker. Maybe there is a hope for Ugandans that there is maybe what is being planned for to first fund technology or to appreciate technology and industrialization. You're welcome, dear madam.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph, excuse me, for hosting me to Smart TV. And thank you, Dr. Alon. I prefer to call him Wife Lon.
Kim Wage.
Kim Wise, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure being here. As already been mentioned, my name is Alake Sharon Balmoy. I am the Woman Member of Parliament for Gulo District. Technology and industrialization are economic game changer. I agree to that totally because as we all know, technology is a product of civilization. We've come a long way in the past. If it stems back to the Stone Age, and now we are to where we are able to be watched on TV, which was not the case in the past. And right now we're here. The world is watching us from wherever it is. So civilization is, technology is civilization which touches every life. Civilization is application of scientific knowledge to drive industrialization. I am very happy to let the world know, or Ugandans know, that as a government of Uganda, we already have a Ministry of Science and Technology. And this is all to take us to an era whereby we are going to be able to, achieve a lot. We can only grow our economy with the application of technology. Right now, if you are well aware, technology has contributed a lot to our economic growth, because you can do your hotel bookings from wherever you are. You can, do your travel check-in or bookings from the comfort of your home, do a business from the comfort of your home.
Yes.
And technology has led to industrialization as well.
Yes,
because right now, we have a numbers of industries in this country. And it has made our lives easier. It has made the lives of Ugandans easier in the sense that there is employment for our Ugandans. And this is also bringing a revenue, catch-up or revenue to this country through industrialization. So industrialization, by way of definition, is a process by which economy is transformed from the agricultural way of life to a manufacturing of goods, and services. I want to bring to the attention of viewers that when there is industrialization, that leads to urbanization, because the urban dwellers ought to live a good life. Right now we have phones in our homes, we have TVs in our homes, we have radios, we have internet services, in places, and that has enabled our lives to be okay. I want also to let the viewers know that with industrialization and technology, if you see recently how COVID-19 hit the world, because of technology and industrialization, we were able to do work remotely. People were in the comforts of their home, but they were still able to do work. We were able to use Zoom for meetings. We were able to use telephone communications. We were able to watch whatever was going on throughout the world. As Parliament of Uganda, one of our greatest focus is to promote science and technology, so that this is going to be an enabler for our Ugandans to move to the next height.
Before you move on, Honorable, we'll be interacting, and thank you. You are doing very well. We are very much concerned, and the viewers, as I was sharing with you before we took off with our talk show, it was your commitment. I remember the statement by the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, Honorable Anita Mono, who committed the 11th Parliament to ensure that you ensure the parliament reaches the people. And drawing to that point of view, we would like to know, to back up your good information given, whether your commitment to promote science and technology as a government, especially now parliament, which appropriates resources at the level of budgeted through the budgeting process and so forth, maybe oversight role. What exactly do you assure us to have been your commitment? Number one, the percentage of the allocated fund through appropriation, of course, the budget which has been read for some 2 months ago, what was allocated to science and technology. And then number two, what are the tangible progresses, the visible one that we are realizing to be now the case to refer to in terms of technology and science progress in our country? Do you have some cases to give the viewers that confidence that, yeah, the parliament, the government is doing some work?
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Joseph.
Yes, madam.
Yes, the 11th parliament is a people parliament, as already stated by our, excuse me, our fallen former speaker, and also is the same month on our Right Honorable Speaker, Madam Anita Among, has taken on to that this is going to be a people parliament. We're bringing parliament closer to the community, to the people of Uganda. As you know, the roles of parliament, we do appropriation, we do oversight, oversight roles and legislation and all this. It is, as I already said, there is a Ministry of Science and Technology,
yes,
which has its budget. Right now, I don't know the figure that was allocated to the Ministry of Science and Technology, but believe me, when it comes to technology, that is at the heart of the president. It is something that the budget committee wouldn't play around with. So I am very sure it was well allocated and taken care of. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. You can continue to give us the hopes that we have in developing and investing in technology. I know you've traveled to some, countries and looked at how they are faring, and want to compare with their technology and our technology to know where we are and where we are expected to be.
Well, as you may be well aware, just of recent, the head of state, because of the love and the passion he has for science and technology, he has tried to promote the science teachers' welfare. More than the arts teachers, but that is something that we are debating on, that because we want enumeration to be equal, simply because both science teachers and arts teachers go to the same market, the same supermarket, they take the children to the same school, the economy is biting everyone equally. However, we want Ugandans to be compliant to the current technology upgrade.
Yes.
In the sense that in the schools, there is still a gap right now, but the dream is for all schools to have computers, the learners to have computers, be computer literate, have computer literacy at an early age, so that they're able to use these things, these gadgets, to better their lives. A case in point also is that when we use high technology, we save time. We save time, we save resources. Because now when we have these laptops, tablets, and teach maybe with projectors, it will make the life of the teacher and the learners or pupils or students for that matter easy, because they're learning on a big projector, in the sense that everybody, even from a far off distance, a child will be able to pick up on what the teacher is trying to articulate.
Thank you so much for your good elaborate points, and which indeed indicates and reveals to the viewers the why technology remains very important. The Honorable Laka Sharon Baramoy emphasized on the role of technology, even linking it to especially, improving the quality of our education, and also the commitment of government to raise the remuneration of teachers, and basically not only for purpose of science connects with technology. That's the government commitment. And we also appreciate that you are also able to link up to technology, especially the need of upgrading, the need of improving the computer literacy, especially for communication. Thank you so much. We'll be coming back to you, especially looking further the advantages of technology and industrialization. We will also be interested to link it to economic growth, the GDP, and the per capita income, how it is either already impacting or not impacting to according to our target and according to our prospectus. Dr. Kimese Alon, yes. He is my luminary, and dear viewers, it's a deliberate move to bring here experts, policymakers, and it is your turn, sir. I know this is the area where you are having the expertise, and maybe through your deliberation, the policymakers will be able to pick up on how we can move faster than where we are. To me, as the host and an analyst in this matter, I don't think we have reached where we are expected to be. Our economic growth is still low. I'm privileged to welcome you right now on the platform as you take us through, having also the foundation part of your studies to have, the understanding and the knowledge of business administration. We believe that you have a lot to share to the country and to the globe. It's a pleasure to welcome once again.
Yeah, thank you very much. Professor, let me call you Professor Tindiewa, and also to associate myself with the Honorable in the House. I'm very privileged to share with you, and also to be near you. It's very important. Honorable, I think it has given me a marriage. That's what I can say.
Thank you.
Yeah, but then to talk about the topic of today, which you are talking about, technology and industrialization, economic game changers, and so you went focused on asking a question: what are realities of Uganda technology and industrialization to achieve economic growth economic growth target? I think here I'll say, based on my discussion on a model I've just come up. For us in academia, we come up with models. By the way, I think you introduced me, but maybe it's very important still to emphasize that I'm the Dean, Faculty of Science and Technology at Cavendish University, Uganda. Cavendish, we're a big family. We have another university in Zambia.
Oh, that's good.
And soon we are going to have a graduation, and we shall have His Excellence, who is our Chancellor, that is Jonathan Goodluck, the former president. I think as I talk, must be learning again the next week. We are having the graduation on 25th.
Okay.
So that's where we are, and my area of specialty, I'm in information systems, but I was sharing with Sharon that I'm a professional teacher from down there. I did education. Now on this topic, as I said, I'm using a model here where I'm using three aspects. The question, to answer it, I'm giving the answers here, and through my discussion, I think they will be realized. One of them, I can talk about infrastructure as the answer, because you said what are the realities of Uganda technology and industrialization to achieve economic growth target. One, infrastructure. Two, the technology access. Three, the education. I think this is where am I right now, where I think I can put emphasis. I think in the economy of Uganda, this is where we are contributing as a university. But then also we need to appreciate, I think already it has been submitted, that Uganda is an agro-based economy. And despite of all that, also we need to appreciate that Uganda is a landlocked country. But again, that is not enough, or that can remove us from the course. Uganda is endowed with natural resources and has got what we call a decent climate. I think my sister here, I don't know whether it was you, was alluding that Uganda is benefiting from tourism. Yeah, tourism is not just coming up like that because Uganda is that, but Uganda is, even somebody has submitted and said Uganda is a pearl of Africa. Why? The tone was, we have a decent climate. I think we are yet to see more about that. But then also we have seen our government has tried, that is the NRM government, has tried to put in, to craft what we call the economic development plans. I think there was one of 2010 to 2014, but then also we have the vision 2040. And all this are to address what I've been talking about here, the infrastructure, technology, access, and then also education. But then also, if I can take you at the global perspective, which Uganda also has done, recently you are seeing that we have got the SMEs, that is the small, medium-sized enterprises. There is no any country that has translated through the development level, we are achieving economic development without going through this. And all this brings the end of industrialization, or it takes you to the industrial process, because you said we are looking at the technology and then the industry. I think I was bringing all that. And then also Uganda, as a country through the government that we are having, which I believe in, I think as the president said, we're on the right track. I think one time he said, unless otherwise, but Uganda, you people are not saying, but maybe I'm the only person that is saying. I back up his kind of sentiment that he's talking about, because we are going through all the path that we are supposed to go through. And then also we have seen Uganda, like other countries, also investing in incubations. I think she has been talking about, I think you have been trying to ask, can you show us where is the evidence that you guys, and I just try to say,
dealing with realities.
Yeah, realities.
All right,
the realities I can bring at the table to support my confidence here.
Yes.
Is that Uganda has invested in incubations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like other countries, America is what it is because they celebrate those innovations from incubations. Although what I can criticize about it in Uganda, where I think we have not yet moved, they are emphasizing so much. In these incubations, we are coming up with only technologies. But then also, as I talked about the small, medium-sized enterprises, we need also to preach the gospel of the business models. How can we translate these incubators or the innovations, the technologies that we have developed? Like, for example, yes, I'm in academics. The academics, we are contributing the policy by producing research. Mm-hmm. And then also, as I'm talking about the incubators, we are the source. We are producing the students, and even the human resource that is going in the incubators, producing the technology. But then the government must come up with the business models, because these business models are based within the community. Mm-hmm. Like maybe the example I can give in Uganda, I think including myself, I have the hardware and all that. Mm-hmm. The hardware, people are working there, that is an SME. We need to adapt those models for using the technologies which are tailored after the businesses that you are having, not assuming a model that has worked in the US. Yes, if we can maybe just borrow, use it as a blueprint, but we can pull out maybe an item, and then we can insert within that model what can suit what we are. Then another thing also about the technology, which Uganda also is enjoying, Africa has made it in terms of mobile financial services. I think you have seen, I think all over the world, we seem to be. And they are saying our kids, in fact, the best, so far mobile software development, it is coming in from Africa. So I think this is where the government has to put a much emphasis.
Before you go to that, sir,
yes,
I'm very much concerned, and on behalf of the viewers,
yes,
that the technology and industry we are talking about especially comparing ourselves, others have gone further than us.
Yes.
You go to Kenya, you go to South Africa. I'm still comparing to those of the African continent.
Yes.
And before I cross to the Western Europe and Eastern Europe,
yes.
Our technology is still at a primary stage. The reason why I make this assertion, you can count how many, for instance, agricultural industries, and they may be the industrial value chain that has been promoted in our country compared to our products. Leaving that aside, we go to industry. My sister, the Honorable MP, she comes from Gulu. If she become honest, and I know she's honest to me, and tell me how many industries are in Gulu, or maybe in that whole region, I'm not sure how many will be able to say. And as you said, you are in the business, you have some attachment to the small scale businesses. How many industries we have, and back to education, which you are a group, to all over the world, to all over the country, to these universal primary, secondary schools, how many schools that have computers, so that the literacy, education, computer literacy is promoted. You would give us that analysis in 2-3 minutes for a statement, and we go for the commercial break, then you will take us from there.
Okay, I think that's why I started by saying my model that we have to focus on the infrastructure, the technology access, as well as the education. Of course, you cannot score in everything. Is that I think I was trying to wind up. I was talking about the industrialization, but now I was wanted to go exactly in the technology that you're talking about. As we talk right now, I don't know, maybe the viewers, they must be aware of what is happening right now. We are talking about the 4IR, that is the fourth industrial revolution. I think many people are alarmed when the president said we are to come up with the electric car. It's not a dream. I think the backbone, I can talk about that. We cannot afford to stay behind, and as you are saying, I think today we may not need physical industries. Like I think some people are saying that we are going back to I grew up in Jinja. Jinja, we used to have many industries working and all, but today we are going to talk about digital industries. We are not talking about the physical industries.
Let's go back to Jinja now.
Yeah,
you brought Jinja.
Yes.
We should go about Jinja because I have a passion for Jinja.
Yes.
I did my business in my early childhood stage,
yes.
and even facilitated my part of school fees when I was doing business.
Yes.
Jinja, I know any Musoga who is outside there.
Yes.
You are equally with the passion why our industry is having to collapse.
Yep. Yes.
And we are not now talking about the digital industries. We are
Yes.
talking about the textile industry, which could produce a good shirt for you and for a good cotton, good curtains, house curtains, and so forth. And now, my professor of IT is saying we are now in a digital. Is there another industry which is digital that is producing our textile? Because we have declined in one way or the other in promoting industry, and we have never rested to see the collapse of the Jinja textile industry.
Yeah, I think I may not be in position so much that is a policy issue because that is a policy because if the government we can't, I may not dictate, but because you cannot say that in Jinja there are no industries. I also ask you, in Uganda, are there no industries?
Let me come back to you.
Yeah, so
Let me come back to you.
Yes.
What led to the collapse of the Jinja textile industry?
Yes.
And maybe which affected also part of our economy?
As I was alluding, submitting that sometimes it's a policy issue. Yeah, it's a policy issue that maybe the parliament, because the government has got its own plan, okay? Because it cannot just say because Jinja industries were there, but then there are some factors possibly that may have led that, no. I think the model which was there by that time, it was not working. We can locate these factories, because as I understand right now, Jinja, where we are thriving in, is in tourism. I think Jinja must be doing well in what? Tourism. And also, people may not want to change because we had the industries and all that, but We have to change. Is one thing that change is part of what?
Thank you.
It's change of is part of life.
Thank you for your submission. We are going
Yes.
for the commercial break. We'll be coming back, and I'm not yet done with my professor. I will go deeper and look at those economic decline in some areas.
Yes.
And I will go deeper. I talk about the sugarcane farmers who are struggling
Yes.
without enough industries to produce more sugar, so that we no longer go to Kenya.
Mm.
We will be going into those in depth. And our role here is to make a critical analysis.
Okay.
It's not either being anti-government or what.
Yes.
We want to face the realities.
Definitely.
And look where we have run short of the glory and maybe pick up from there.
Okay.
Please stay tuned to Smart 24 TV. Don't go away. It's a very powerful evening with analytical views that can improve on our economic growth. Thank you.
Thank you.